Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be filming my Best of Drugstore Beauty 2017. I wasn't originally gonna film this video, but then in my last video you guys were requesting that I still film it, so I decided just to put together some of the products that I could not put down in 2017. I had to choose a lot of them that came out this year, but it ended up being just a lot of products in general that I loved no matter what year they came out. This isn't my all-time favorite drugstore makeup. I did do 2 videos in the past about my favorites from the drugstore, like all-time favorites, so I will link both of those videos down below. I did one in 2016 and one in 2015, so it gives you a good overview of products that I have been loving from the drugstore over the years. Today is just going to be the products that I thought really stood out to me in 2017. I'm filming in a new spot today. My dad gave me this table the other day, so I have like a new spot where I think I might film some videos. Let me know if you like this background better or the background from the December favorites. That's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching and enjoy. So the list that I put together is super long and intense, but I'll just talk briefly about each of the products, and I tried to pick products from each category. The only categories I did not choose a favorite from were brow products and eyeliners, just because I don't really use a lot of brow products and I don't really wear a lot of eyeliners. Oh, and primers. I don't have favorites for primers because I don't really wear very many primers. The first foundation that really stood out to me in 2017 is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. I have mine in the shade Buff. This isn't like a new product, but it is a really, really good affordable foundation at the drugstore. It has really good coverage, like high, medium to full coverage, depending on if you use a brush or a sponge. It has a nice satin finish. It lasts a pretty decent amount of time. It has a bunch of beneficial ingredients in it that won't harm your skin. It is around $6 and it comes with 36 milliliters. And it was just a foundation that really stood out to me this year and I really love. The next foundation that I really loved is also another high coverage foundation, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. I have mine in the shade 303. I actually haven't really worn this foundation or talked about it a lot in videos on my channel, but I do really like this foundation. It's definitely my favorite from the Infallible line. Definitely feels weightless on my skin, but it still has very, very full coverage, more coverage than the e.l.f. one I just talked about. It is pricier at the drugstore. You can find this in Canada for about $16 to $20. It is on the pricier side, but I think given the coverage and how it feels on my skin, I think it's definitely worth the price point because it is very high quality. Then towards the end of the year, I discovered this foundation, and this is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. As soon as I tried it, I actually really, really liked it. Definitely has cons, like the price point. It's about $15 and it only comes with 13 milliliters. But I love how this looks on my skin and I love how it feels on my skin as well. It has a really, really nice soft satin finish. I'd say it's light to medium coverage, like a low medium coverage. It does cover what I want while still showing freckles and little blemishes and stuff, which I actually really like on an everyday basis. I don't like always having full coverage foundation. I do like the formula of this. I just wish it was less expensive. It's so little and it's so expensive. And last but not least for foundation is one that I definitely discovered recently, but this is the BH Cosmetics Naturally Flawless Foundation. This is in the shade 212 Light Olive. It has a pump, and when you squirt it out, it definitely feels like it's going to be a really thick, heavy foundation, but it doesn't feel thick and heavy on my skin. It almost just blends into my skin. It has very light coverage, and even though it is thick in consistency, it doesn't feel heavy on my skin, which I appreciate. It's like my go-to foundation for work. This is typically what I'm wearing because it looks so natural and it feels very hydrating and it gives your face a nice luminous glow. For concealers, I really didn't have a lot of like under eye concealers that really stood out to me this year. I want to talk about one under eye concealer that I have been loving and I discovered it this year, and it's the Wet n Wild Photofocus Concealer. I didn't really want to include it because it's not super accessible in Canada. It is a good concealer. I think it looks very seamless under my eyes. It doesn't look cakey or heavy, and yeah, I don't know, it's like really have any other under eye concealers that I want to share with you. If you do have favorite under eye concealers from the drugstore, let me know so I can test them out. I want to talk about 2 like spot concealers, cream concealers that I really liked. The first one is one that I discovered this year that I ended up really loving, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Concealing and Contouring Kit. I basically hit pan on all of the concealer shades. I really like this concealing kit. I think the formula is really good. It's creamy, but it lasts a long time on my skin. It covers super well. If you have super bad blemishes, or you're having a really bad skin day, I would really recommend this concealer underneath your foundation, or just to spot conceal without foundation. It's really, really good. Then I discovered this concealer palette, and this is the Rimmel Insta Conceal and Contour Kit. Discovered this at the end of 2017, but I like it even more than this one, and the price point is better for this as well. Again, the formula is really good. It has super duper high coverage, and since I bought it, I haven't even used this one. I definitely like this palette more than the L'Oreal one, so I'm going to continue to purchase this. It's super small and easy to travel with or touch up throughout the day, and yeah, I really like this one. Would definitely recommend. Okay, moving into powders, there's only one loose powder I wanted to talk about. It's the RCMA No Color Powder. I bought this off Beautylish. I don't know where in store you can buy it, but you can find it online. I've been using this for over a year, but only like a third of the way through. Pretty much use it every day to set my under eyes, to set my entire face. It doesn't have a white cast or anything, and it's a really good setting powder because it doesn't make your skin look heavy or cakey. Even in winter when my skin is a lot drier, I find this one doesn't emphasize dryness or anything, so really, really good. And for pressed powders, there is one that is like my all-time favorite, and this is the Rimmel Stay Matte Lasting Finish Powder. As you can tell, I really, really like this powder. I pretty much use it all the time. It stays in my makeup like travel bag. I bring it around everywhere. It's really, really good powder. It's a super nice formula, and I've got mine in the shade Transparent, so there's no pigment to it. Then I discovered, towards the end of the year, I discovered the Rimmel Insta Fix and Match Translucent Powder, which I also hit pan on because I have not been able to put it down. I keep this one in my travel bag, but this is the one I keep in my like makeup collection where I do my makeup in the morning. Almost like it more than this one, just because it's a little bit of a softer powder. It feels a little bit smoother and more finely milled than the original one. I like the packaging of it as well because the lid is attached. So I think in the future, I'm probably just gonna purchase this one because I like it a little bit more than the Stay Matte, but the Stay Matte is still really, really good. This is taking forever. Okay, the next products I want to talk about are contouring and bronzing kits, and this first one is the e.l.f. contouring palette. It's their 4-pant palette, and of course this is a favorite. I talk about this all the time, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it in this video, but a really, really good, affordable bronzing palette. It's just an awesome formula and little palette, so I really love this one. Would definitely recommend it. I'm actually wearing it on my face today. Then I also recently discovered, well, not recently, like halfway through the year, I discovered the Maybelline MasterBronze bronzing palette, which I also really like, and I have not been able to put it down. This is another really great option if you are looking for like a bronzing kit. For blush, I only have one blush to talk about, and I think it won't come as any surprise to you guys because I talk about it in pretty much every favorites video, and this is the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Rose Doro. It's the blush I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I keep this one like on my makeup counter at all times because it's pretty much the blush that I wear every single morning. I think it looks really natural. It gives your face a nice warm flush. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. I don't know, it's just such a good blush, and it has been a favorite like every year since I bought it. For highlighter, it's actually the one I'm wearing on my face today, and this is the e.l.f. Baked Blush in the shade Pinktastic. This is such a good little highlighter. It's so affordable, but so good. It gives your face a super nice, like reflective, wet look to it. My skin never glows as much as it does when I put on this highlighter. I think it's so good. I reach for it every time I have an event or special occasion. This is the highlighter I'll grab because it looks stunning on the cheeks and it's so affordable. We're getting through it. Setting sprays. I have 3 to talk about today. First one is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. This setting spray is really good if you want your makeup to last. It definitely holds my makeup longer than any other setting spray I own. I leave this one on my counter as well because I pretty much reach for it anytime I have maybe like an event after work or just have a longer day, this is the setting spray I will apply. I also really like the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. It's the spray I have on my face today. It gives my face such a nice glow without looking like too greasy. Again, I don't talk about it that much on my channel, but I do really like it. And then a new discovery, I only started using it towards the end of the year, but it's the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go 2-in-1 primer and setting spray. They have a whole video on the Rimmel Insta line collection, so you can check out that video if you want to hear more thoughts on this setting spray, but it's really good. It has a really nice smell to it. It just freshens up my face, makes my makeup look really nice, and I really like it. We are going on to eyes, and then we'll end with lips. The first eyeshadow palettes I want to talk about are the e.l.f. Mad for Matte eyeshadow palettes. I have 3 of them. I don't have their Matte for Matte 4, that like jewel toned one. I don't have that one yet, but I do have the other 3, and they're such good eyeshadow palettes. The formula is so good, so soft. They're not like overly pigmented that they're hard to work with. They're just the right amount of color payoff. They blend really nicely on my eyelids. This is the Matte for Matte 3. I like all 3, but I think this one might be my favorite. My second favorite would probably be the Matte for Matte 2. It's really, really nice for the summertime and the fall time when you're reaching for those warmer shades. And if you haven't tried any of the e.l.f. Matte for Matte eyeshadow palettes, I would definitely recommend them. And then I also wanted to mention this one from Makeup Revolution. This is a little bit newer to my collection. Again, I discovered it towards the end of the year, but I think it might be like one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. This is the Makeup Revolution SOPH Ultra eyeshadow palette. It has a great range of colors from mattes to shimmers. Basically has everything I need in a palette. It's the one I keep on my makeup counter because I reach for it every morning, and the formula is amazing. I love Makeup Revolution eyeshadows. I think their formula is really good. They really nailed it on the head with the consistency, pigmentation, and blendability of their shadows. I think Sophie did a really great job picking out the shades. And that's it for eyeshadows. I couldn't think of like other eyeshadows that I really like. I have so many eyeshadow palettes. I just have this weird addiction to eyeshadow palettes, and I buy way too many of them and I hardly use them. I want to move on to mascara. Mascara is another thing that I really don't have a favorite for. I like a lot of mascaras, but I thought I would just share with you one that I ended up really liking this year, and everybody talked about this. The L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. Out of all the mascaras I've tried, I think this one was the best one. I also don't see myself repurchasing it just because the price point is a little bit steep in Canada. Like, sure, there'll be other mascaras coming out this year, so it's kind of like a thing. I don't repurchase the same mascara. Like, I don't think I've ever repurchased the same mascara because I always just try new ones out, and I feel like you go through them so fast that it's like, I don't know, there's so many to try at the drugstore, so I feel like I'm not going to be repurchasing it, so I wanted to talk about it now. I don't know if that made sense at all. Let me know what mascaras you guys have tried from the drugstore and what you really like. I just feel like I haven't really found the perfect one for my eyelashes yet, so I'm always on the hunt for new mascaras. And that's it for pretty much the face. The last category is lips. So I'm gonna start off with actual lipsticks and then go to liquid lipsticks last. The first lipsticks I want to share with you are the Maybelline Intimatte lipsticks. I love Maybelline lipsticks in general. I think they have one of the best lipstick formula at the drugstore, and these are the Intimatte collection. So basically they're just matte lipsticks, but they're all in nude shades. Two that I have are Raw Chocolate and Almond Rose. Raw Chocolate's definitely my favorite. It's this beautiful, like, warm nude brown. I really, really love it. Out of all the regular, like, normal lipsticks, like in a bullet, that I tried this year, these ones stood out to me the most as being one of the better formulas. So if you haven't tried the Intimattes from Maybelline, I would definitely recommend you try them out. And then I also really like the NYX Full Throttle lipsticks. I feel like these are so underrated at the drugstore, but they're so good. These are basically liquid lipsticks in a regular lipstick form. They do not budge on your lips. They don't transfer. They last forever. Like, they really last just as long as liquid lipsticks on me. I have right here, which are my two favorites from the line, are Locked, which is a really pretty like berry shade. I really, really love this shade. It's like the perfect berry lipstick in my opinion. And then I also really like their nude, which is called Kiss the Dust. I feel like they're just so underrated. No one talks about them and they're really good. I hope NYX expands the shade range and does not discontinue these. Such a good lipstick formula. And then for liquid lipsticks, I really liked the NYX Lip Lingeries. My two favorite shades are Seduction, which is like a nice terracotta brown, and Exotic, which is like basically the color of my sweater today. They don't transfer, they dry down completely matte, and they don't dry up my lips. The only downside that I can think of is they don't last a super duper long time. I just end up reaching for them almost every day because they're so easy to wear. And the last liquid lipstick I want to share with you, and also the last product in this video, are the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipsticks. These are so good. This is definitely my all-time favorite liquid lipstick formula. I'm wearing the shade Cowboy on my lips right now, which is definitely my favorite. I have a lot of the shades, but Cowboy is definitely my favorite. I also have here in front of me Milk and Cookies, which is a really cool grayish liquid lipstick. They last forever on my lips. They don't transfer at all. They don't feel drying. They almost feel sticky. Yeah, they definitely feel sticky on your lips, but I feel like that's what's locking in the moisture so that they don't feel dry. And even though they're sticky, they don't transfer, so whatever. These ones I just know are gonna last. They're foolproof, and I just really love this liquid lipstick formula. So definitely a highlight of 2017. And that sums up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you had a great 2017. I just want to thank you guys again for an amazing year. I really had a lot of fun on YouTube in 2017. I just had a really good year, so I hope you guys did too. And thank you to everyone who subscribed and supported my channel in the year of 2017. I hope you enjoyed the content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to see more videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!